Hello, today let's learn email etiquette. What is the need of email etiquette? 1. Professionalism. By using proper email language, your company will convey a professional image. Efficiency. Emails that get to the point are much more effective than poorly worded emails. Protection from liability. Employee awareness of email risks will protect your company from costly lawsuits. So there is possibility. And what are etiquette rules? So there are many etiquette guides and many different etiquette rules. Some rules will differ according to the nature of your business and the corporate culture. So let's see some of the important things. Be concise and to the point. Don't make an email longer than it needs to be. Answer all questions. An email reply must answer all questions, which will not only save yours and your customer's time, but also your customer will be impressed with your efficient service. Use proper spelling, grammar, and punctuation. Improper spelling, grammar, and punctuation provides a bad impression of your company. It is also important for conveying the message properly. Make it personal. Not only should the email be personally addressed, it should also include personal, that is, customized content. Use templates for frequently used responses. Some questions, some mails you may get over and over again. Save these texts as response templates and use them in your message when you need them. Answer swiftly. Each business email, once you receive any email, it should be replied to within or at least 24 hours and preferably within the same working day. Don't attach unnecessary files wherever possible. Attempt to compress attachments and only send attachments when they are productive. Use proper structure and layout. Use short paragraphs and blank lines between each paragraph. When making points, number them or mark each point as separate to keep the overview. Don't overuse the high priority option. If you overuse high priority option, it will lose its function when you really need it. Don't write in capitals. This is also highly annoying and might trigger an unwanted response in the form of a flame mail. Therefore, add not to send any email text in capitals. Don't leave out the message threat. When you reply to an email, you must include the original mail in your reply. In other words, click reply instead of new mail. Add disclaimers to your email. It is important to add disclaimers to your internal and external mails since this can help protect your company from liability. Read the email before you send it. It is very important to read the email before sending as it can prevent it from spelling and grammatical mistakes and thus helps you sending a more effective message. Don't overuse reply to all. So only use reply to all if you really need your message to be seen by each person who received the original message. Mailings. Use the BCC field or do a mail merge. Using BCC field or blank carbon copy, do a mail merge. That can help a lot to make the mail personalized. Take care with abbreviations and emoticons. In case if you are using them, you must be very careful it. And next, be careful with formatting. Remember, when you use formatting in your emails, the sender might not be able to view formatting or might see different fonts than you had intended. So take care with rich text rich text and HTML messages. Be aware that when you send an email in rich text or HTML format, the sender might only be able to receive plain text emails. So don't forward chain letters. Don't forward chain letters. All of them are hacks. Just delete the letters as soon as you receive them. Don't request delivery and read receipts. If you want to know whether an email was received, it is better to ask the recipient to let you know if it was received. Don't ask to recall a message. So it is better just to send an email to say that you have made a mistake. This will look much more honest than trying to recall a message. Don't copy a message or attachment without prior permission. Don't copy a message or attachment belonging to another user without their permission. Don't use email to discuss confidential information. Sending an email is like sending a postcard. If you don't want your email to be displayed on a bulletin board, don't send it. Use a meaningful subject. So, try to use a subject that is meaningful to the recipient as well as yourself. Use active instead of passive. Try to use the active voice of a verb wherever possible. For instance, we will process your order today sounds better than your order will be processed today. Avoid using urgent and important. Even more so than the high priority option, you must at all time try to avoid these types of words in an email or subject line. Avoid long sentences. Try to keep your sentences to a maximum of 15-20 words. Email is meant to be a quick medium and requires a different kind of writing than letters. Don't send or forward emails containing defamatory, offensive, racist, or obscene remarks. By sending or even just forwarding an offensive remark in an email, you and your company can face court cases resulting in multi-lakh rupees penalties. Right, don't forward virus hacks and chain letters. If you receive an email message warning you of a new unstoppable virus that will immediately delete everything from your computer, this is most probably a hacks. Don't forward them. Keep your language gender neutral. Apart from using he or she in an email, we can also use the neutral gender. Don't reply to spam. By replying to spam or by inscribing, you are confirming that your email address is live. Confirming this will only generate even more spam. Therefore, just hit the delete button or use email software to remove spam automatically. Use carbon copy field sparingly. Try not to use the CC field unless the recipient in the carbon copy field knows why they are receiving a copy of the message. How to enforce email etiquette? Create a written email policy. It should include all the do's and don'ts concerning the use of the company's email system and should be distributed amongst all employees. Proper training. Employees must be trained to fully understand the importance of email etiquette. Implementation of the rules. It can be monitored by using email management software, and that should be something. And next, general format, like the basics. Write a salutation for each new subject email. Try to keep the email brief, one screen length. Written emails within the same time you would a phone call. Check for punctuation, spelling, and grammatical errors. Use caps only when appropriate. Format your email for plain text rather than HTML. Use a font that has a professional and neutral look like Times New Roman or Calibri. General format, character spacing. Try to keep your line length at 80 characters or less. If your message is likely to be forwarded, keep it to 60 characters or less. Set your email preferences to automatically wrap outgoing plain text messages. General format, lists and bullets. When you are writing directions or want to emphasize important points, use numbers or directions or bullets. For example, place the paper in drawer A, click the green start button. Another example, improve customer satisfaction, empower employees. General format, again tone. Write in a positive tone when you complete the report instead of if you complete the report. Avoid negative words that begin with un, non, x or that end with less, like such as useless, non-existence, ex-employee, undecided. Use contractions to add a friendly tone. Don't, won't, can't, doesn't. Attachments. When you are sending an attachment, tell your respondent what the name of the file is, what program it is saved in, and the version of the program. So whenever you are using any files, it's better to use the file name as your name or your roll number or your employee ID, so it's easy for others to remember you or recognize who you are. So they download many documents in a day, so it's easy to categorize. When email won't work, so there are times when you need to take your discussion out of the virtual world and make a phone call. So yeah, it may sometimes email may not work, then you need to use phone call. If things become very heated or a lot of misunderstanding occurs, or when you are delivering very delicate news, then the best way is still face-to-face communication, so you can avoid email. And some of the general tips: use standard font throughout the message content like Times New Roman, Calibri. Next, avoid colored font in a professional email. Don't use any other colors except black font. Be very specific with the use of bold, italic, or underlined font style. So never use if essential. Keep the size of the font visible and consistent. You can go for 12 Times New Roman, 11 Calibri. Paragraph and line spacing should be legitimate and visually appealing. So you can use between paragraph to paragraph line spacing, and avoid short forms or slang. For instance, cap letter U instead of YOU, letter Y instead of WHY, letter R instead of ARE. So there's one. Thank you for watching. Subscribe my channel for more videos.